Hey, good evening, family. All right. Just want to give you guys an update of how today went and not, be restricted to the 90 seconds that Instagram gives us. So the day started actually yesterday with coming from Miami to Jax. Was able to be here in time to attend Mass at the Basilica, which was really great. Hadn't been to this one yet, and those that travel with me know anytime I'm in a new city, I always try to get to the cathedral or down to the Basilica and attend Mass if they're offering it. If not, just at least be able to visit and see it. It reaffirms to me, I've said it a number of times to folks as a convert, one of the things that I find most amazing about the Catholic faith is that the church is the church no matter where you are in the world. And so by going and seeing all of these different cathedrals and basilicas and attending Mass and those, no matter the language, Mass is Mass. So started this morning at 12:01, left out of Jacksonville, heading I-10, so it'll be I-10 all the way. I'm doing the I-10 end-to-end challenge as well as the coast-to-coast challenge, which in itself has come to bring its own challenges in the sense that on the I-10, you cannot, or on a end-to-end ride, whether it's the I-10, the I-80, whichever one you're doing, you can't leave that highway. So if that highway goes through downtown, you have to go through downtown. You can't take the bypasses or any of that. If your GPS knows there's an accident up the road, you can't deviate around from the accident. You have to stay on that highway. If you're only allowed to get off and stay within 1 mile of the highway to go get gas or what have you. The challenge with that, though, as part of the coast to coast, is there were 2 accidents today, and being committed to the end could have cost me the coast to coast because it wasted a lot of time. It's one of the reasons why I got so far behind today, was having to navigate through these accidents. So that's a whole nother video. But anyway, coming out I-10. And went through Lake City, up through Tallahassee and across. And, as we know, the storm just came through there, and you could see the piles of debris and the street signs just completely mangled. The big green interstate signs were just completely mangled. So I hadn't been up here and seen the devastation from that yet. And so that was kind of eye-opening coming through. And then that part of the ride there, the weather was amazing coming out of Jacksonville. It's in the mid-70s, and I was sitting there thinking, wow, if this is the way it's going to be, at night, which I hate riding at night. So, I do it, but I don't like riding at night. I hate it even worse if I have to ride through, foothills or mountains, with turns and different things happening and no light except for just the headlight on the bike. It's unnerving for me. I just don't like it. I do it, but I don't like it. So anyway, I was coming through. It was beautiful weather, and then all of a sudden the fog set in. The temperature started to drop, and it got down to about 64 plus wind chill on the bike with the fog, all equaled up to me being extremely cold and damp and dark, and actually hit a really dark place in myself where I pulled into a rest stop to put on some gear, because I do have cold weather gear and wet weather gear with me. But during that stop, I really began to question, do I even really want to do this? I'm, an hour west of Jackson or Tallahassee. I could easily just jump on the bike, take 75 in the turnpike and, be home later today. But, God in his infinite wisdom, spoke and was like, you do understand, the sun will rise, and it will be bright and you will get warm and you will have an amazing time. So, I'm here with you in your darkest hour. Just, suck it up and let's go. So we did. Went through Pensacola, into Mobile, over into Mississippi. So, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, into Louisiana. As I mentioned in an earlier video, with Louisiana is a little strange in doing this I-10 end to end, because as you're coming across I-10 on the north side, it turns into 12, heads north across the Louisiana, and then picks up 10 again, where 10 actually loops down around New Orleans. And so because I'm on the end, I had to take the loop, add more time, anyway, got to see, had been there a couple of times, but got to see New Orleans. And then headed out from New Orleans over to Baton Rouge over to Houston up to San Antonio, and then San Antonio over to the hotel. So all in all, it's about a 1,200 mile day today. And yesterday coming up was about, I don't know what it is from Miami to Jacksonville, 400 miles or something like that, I think. And tomorrow will actually be a longer, hotter day. As I mentioned earlier, it's pretty close to 1,400 miles, and a majority of it, or a lot of it, through the desert, and then up in, through the lower part of California there. So, definitely have to stay hydrated, which I ran into a problem with today. Could feel the fatigue from not fueling myself as well, and having to stop a little more often than I wanted to, and wasting more time again. It's all about time on a ride like this. So yeah, great day though. Now, I don't want to sound like, woe is me. Yeah, there's the challenges. That's why it's a challenge. If it was easy, everybody would do it, right? So yeah, great day. Overcame the things that I needed to overcome. I'm sure tomorrow new challenges will show themselves, and I will overcome those as well. Tomorrow, the time crunch is going to be a lot bigger The time crunch is going to be a lot tighter because it is a longer ride. That sucks up the hours. Like if I would have had that long of a ride today and had to finish it on time, I may not have finished it on time. So we'll see. It is like I mentioned earlier, a do or die day tomorrow. You either make it in time or you don't. Either way, it will have been a great trip, and I'll enjoy my ride. Actually, I do have the opportunity. So what I am working on is what they call the 100-hour coast to coast to coast. So 50 hours out, 50 hours back. And if you do both, you get what they call the Insanity 100 coast to coast to coast. However, if I were to not make it tomorrow, I could get a lot of rest, just, take a day and completely rest up, and then push really hard coming home and ensure that I get, at a minimum, the coast to coast. So, not the back and forth, but at least the coast to coast achievement done. So there is still, the option to do that, though obviously I want the Insanity. And then the other really fun thing about, I don't know if YouTube will let me say their name, but if you've ever tried these guys, they're really good. We don't have them in too many places on the East Coast, so every time when I'm out west, I like to give them a try. And yeah, been a great ride so far. Looking forward to tomorrow. I'm going to try to get about 3-4 hours of sleep and be on the road here about 1:30 my time, 2:30 your time. And I won't send updates, during the night. I'll wait and update somewhere probably around 8 o'clock your time. Just let you know how we're progressing along the way there. And I know I say we because it's we, right? How are we doing? You guys are right here along with me. So, as we go along, I'll let you know how we're doing. Other than that, have a great night. Love you. Miss you. Talk to you soon.